Welcome back, MTG Joe here. We are partaking in the Baldur's Gates Early Access event thanks to Wizards. We get to access the new cards from the set a day earlier. This set is a live format, meaning it only impacts Alchemy and Historic. It doesn't impact Standard or Explore. And it's a bunch of like Dungeons and Dragons cards from the latest paper set. And this deck here is a black-white Clerics deck. With some party themes and some new cards. So it's kind of angels, kind of like kind of cleric-y. There's two new cards in particular that I wanted to build around. So we have Nalia De'arnise, which was, I believe, from one of the commander sets. So you can look at the top card of your library at any time. You may cast cleric, rogue, warrior, wizard spells from the top of your library. So the biggest thing with these cleric decks is typically you just get board wiped and you lose and you cry. So I'm hoping Nalia kind of hedges that by allowing us to play off the top of our library and get some value similar to Realm Walker. Now, it's a rogue. We have clerics in the deck, number of clerics. So we have like Lunarch Veteran, Angel of Unity that can buff our party members, the new Klement Novice Acolyte, which lets us specialize. So you can discard a card, and depending on the color of that card, lets you turn into the different modes. So like when it enters battlefield, it buffs our creatures in hand. Then you could specialize to the white one where you get a boon, like an emblem. When you cast your next creature spell, it enters with a lifelink. Or we can do the black one where we can make some zombie tokens. Voice of the Blessed, Cleric Life Bond, Righteous Valkyrie. And the card that I've enjoyed the most is Black Market Connections. Basically like Phyrexian Arena on like roids. So you choose one or more per turn. Pay 1 life, or you lose 1 life, you create a treasure token. 2 life, you draw a card. 3 life, you get a 3/2 shapeshifter creature token with changeling. So it's like all the creature types. So that allows us to kind of get the party mode for Nalia to get its extra bonus of +1/1 counter and death touch. We have Orah to rebuy our clerics, and then I want to try out Champions of Tyr. 4 mana, 4/3 double team. So double teams when a creature attacks with double team. If it's not a token, you get to conjure a duplicate to your hand, but it loses. So it's kind of extra copies of 4/3s that could keep coming up. I don't know how good it is in this particular shell. We'll take a look. We might just want more like angels or clerics kind of thing, but I want to give it a shot. We're not playing the artifact to kind of fetch more clerics. We're not playing really much removal because it's, early access. We just want to try out the new cards. This one's probably the most likely for me to cut, but I just want to give it a go, especially because it's mythic and I don't have to pay for it right now. Mana base, just a bunch of duels. Base camp in this deck is actually free to play. So in Alchemy, it's untapped, so you get to just have it as a dual land to help fix our mana base. So we are playing Alchemy Best of 1 today. There is no queue for Historic, so we will just jump in and playing against other streamers. The intent of this is to be a fun format, so people are trying out new things. We'll let them play out their stuff. Not the most technical lines, there's not the most optimized decks, but just really get a feel of what these new cards are all about. We played a Tasha deck earlier today, a Dimir Tasha. That deck was really sweet. Let's see who we're playing. John Likes Games, another content creator. I'm going to be saying that a lot, but yeah, and looks good. So this is actually a really nice curve because I can go 1, 2, 3. I can also get Black Market going, which I actually don't mind doing that. So because then Black Market just gets us like so much fuel. This card's been pretty sweet. So against mono red, so we'll highlight some of the cards. Double team, other demons, devils, imps, and thieflings get +1/0. We got Big Spender here. Whenever one or more creatures become blocked, create a treasure. Guess we'll just take 3. Not too worried about that. hate taking that damage, but I think we do. Because then next turn I can play this out. This is a human rogue. So ideally what I would like is Cleric's class. I don't have black mana. So worth noting there. We won't block with Righteous. So we aren't just drawing, like, the one of here kind of getting us on the mana base side. Is it spell? Like, is it treasure? So we at least have a Righteous off the top, which will gain us 5 life. Put this to Vigilance mode. Okay, see Molten Impact. Okay, so at least we have a land for next turn. Righteous is the right mode, though we could play it the other way. So I still don't have black mana. I can cast Orah next turn though. I don't think is it, unless they have like bounce. Oh, the 3 damage is relevant. So you are Devils, Demons, Imps, and Thievelings. You are a Gobelino. So we didn't get the black mana, so we couldn't get our black market going. But still just kind of beat up on that. Not sure what John was kind of strategy was there. The fact like with the enchantment, you could just pay 6 life every turn and just either gain back some life or just get card advantage, ramp, creatures out of it every turn is really good. I was trying it out in the Tasha deck. It's a little bit risky in that sense because you are playing a little bit more of a like control deck where your life total isn't as risky. It could be like useful as well though in just like a Suicide Black style deck where you're dealing a bunch of damage to yourself. The queues are a little slow at times. It's a smaller group of folks. So as we kind of wait for this, let me know what your thoughts are. If this new set has got you any more interested in Alchemy, not interested. There was the bans today, so like Meat Hook Massacre, well not banned, like nerfed. Oh, John again. Okay, so we actually have black mana. So we can play out our spells as intended. I think I'm going to get Black Market going first. And since I have the Black Market, I'm going to be a little bit more inclined to preserve my life total. Could see something like Molten Impact. Because we couldn't get this out of Molten Impact range anyways, it's not really worth doing it over 2 turns. Next turn I could Angel of Unity to put a counter on this, or put some power on it. Okay, so that's out of like at least some range now. I have access to 4 mana. When enters the battlefield, or you can choose a party card in your hand. So we'll choose Righteous. Basically, I just want to get things out of range. Get the black market going. And then this is where I can just pay 6 life every turn and just get value. I'm gaining at least 3 life a turn. John's getting some value, but you still got, like, at this point the 4/4 is pretty daunting. Should be somewhat cautious, but with this in hand, like next turn I can Righteous and Lunarch here. Cool art on this. It's coming out of like a boat or something. Or it's on like a port. Six life every turn. Give that to Orah. Give it to Orah. I guess here we need to be mindful if they have burned down the house, which we could see here. Yeah. But like now the nice thing, I just do this, I rebuild my board. I should have played this first, in case we had something on the top of our library we wanted to play. Sequencing was wrong there, because even I could have found like Orah or something. What do you do? Okay, so we have Takenuma. It's probably not worth playing this turn. Actually, that's great because it gets us around Burn Down the House. And it gets us lethal. Full party mode. Got him. You just saw there, like, black market just doing so much for us. Let's try to give this a second. So I can show you the Tasha deck that I was playing. I just don't want to play John again. So Tasha and kind of a Dimir control shell. Cast downs in the format now, so a pretty flexible removal spell. Divide by 0 is really good. Invoke on the top end. I'd honestly probably just cut the Lolth, play like another Cosmos Elixir. This card, you lose a lot of life in this deck, just naturally trying to be responsive. This Cosmos Elixir saved me a lot in the games. Alright, let's jump into this. Try not to play John for the 3rd time. It's a little difficult because like it's a pretty unique draft format in terms of Alchemy. It hasn't been done before full set, so folks are probably drafting as well. So that, it not being a standard set, kind of combining with it. I'm like interested in Tasha, in like Esper, like even the Esper mid-range. So they nerfed Meat Hook, you can't gain life. Cat, Cauldron Familiar, can't block now. Alright, the complete commander. Let's see what they got. Hand is good, keep. think we lead Swamp, and I'm going to go Angel of Unity first. 3 toughness versus 2, and this makes my subsequent spells better. And then this way I can play this out and then gain the life. If this is Dimir control, being able to drop this will be good. Might just go Righteous here. So seek 2 non-lands, put a card. Against Dimir, getting this big will be good. Just given it's indestructible. Maybe we should prioritize just the life gain ones though, to offset the black market. Okay, so we are also going to get our black market going. I think getting this is correct. We can pressure their life total. So they can go something like Shadow's Verdict here. But then I can go Cleric and Voice of the Blessed with the treasure token we get here. So they take 1 damage. It's pretty easy for me to get to 27 here. So I can take a big chunk of their life. This isn't a May, by the way. Easy, smash all the buttons. I guess now we can't get to 27. So you're a good backup. So if I do you, you gave me 3, you gave me 4, that's 7. That's 25. I think we just go... Darnia here. Find another one on top. Should have been. I get so excited of just clicking the full value. Darnia is pretty free here because it lets me play off the top. Next turn I can do a bunch of stuff. I didn't want to drop Champion here because it's a good catch-up card. So they could go like Hullbreaker Horror here. Hourglass Coven lets you draft 2 cards and they all kind of have Warlock synergies. So we'll see what they choose. So other Warlocks get +3/3. At the beginning of your upkeep, each opponent loses 3 life and that player sacrifices a non-land permanent or discards a card. And at the beginning of your upkeep, scry 2. We're going to play that off the top. I think we'll just do this. I think here I'm just going to do this. Insulate my life total a bit. We also get the full party buff. So it's been pretty easy to turn on this full party buff thanks to the changelings. So these cards play really nice together. Paired with Righteous, you basically pay 1 for a 3/2. And like we've gotten all this value, my hand's still full. Well, that's pretty cool. Get some value off that. Kind of like a blink. They are going down to 4 here. So what are these new ones? I think we're just gonna pass here. Like Shadow's Verdict gets us regardless, but then I have access to a lot of mana. Displacer Kitten's cool. So Voice at this point's a 5/5. I have Angel of Unity as well. So that's 9, 10, 11. So if I go to 6, it's 14, so 16, 11, 27. Yeah, so I can do everything. Kitten can also bounce the key to the archive. Orah here is really nice. Letting me, if my things die, I get value back from them. Let's do you. No. Sorry. My Windows decided to be stupid. If Lunarch dies, I don't care. Can displace our kit and target itself. So even this game where we haven't hit the 27 life, we're just like accruing so much value. 17 cards. Ah, Croson Grip works. They're still dead. They needed to put one more block, but they were dead in the air. Xaxes. Easy game. Run this one or two more. See how it goes. Who are we playing? Sandoish. So, hand's not superb, but black market makes everything better. Notably, we'll gain 2 life off Cleric class. I think this turn we do this because I can activate both modes and play out both of these next turn. Okay, Grasp gets us. Asha's a bit scary.
Quest you're on. I am ending it here. I am the master of the dead here.
Oh man, just so many lands this game. So we will trade. This Tasha is something I need to deal with, but if I can get one activation, they get my Mirias. We actually are going to be able to cast a Miria this turn.
Keep your distance,
bit annoying.
Mortals.
I think we just do this. I know they can get it back, but it taxes their mana for the turn. So this one's going to make a treasure. This one's going to make a 3/2. You're 4 mana. I'm short. Just need my Righteous to survive. Joke's on you, I don't have cards. So I can do draw a card.
Give it your best shot, adventurers.
Oh, that's good. So draw a card. Make a changeling. Just gain a bunch of life now, and I should be good. I know we get a counter here, but
finally,
next turn I'm going to be able to gain a bunch of life, hopefully. Mauling there hurts. I'm getting the flyers. Good for them. They still don't have great attacks. Stop drawing lands! Probably just want to start getting these big enough. Do I care? It's probably just going face. They don't really have good attacks here. That was awesome. And again, just like Black Market continues to grind out our opponents. The fact, like if we looked at that game, the way they just tore apart our hand, they Tasha'd us a few times, stole our stuff. Like that's not normally a game that the Angels deck would win, but with this, we're able to just, you know, play around with our life total, use it really as a resource and kind of put us ahead. Let's see what we got. Come on, find me somebody. Friends. Friends. Where are the friends? Come on, find me somebody. I will say this event, compared to the standard legal ones, usually you don't wait this long. 2 minutes. I don't know if it's a client thing, if it's us, them. Let's see. Let's try firing it up again. And I apologize, usually we're trying to be a little bit quicker with this, but it is early access. We got to use the client provided. It's not a full production environment. Come on. Come on. Alright, last game. MTGA Brew Lab. You ready to brew? Snapkeep. Black market. Let's go. How will you beat a 3/5 angel? Don't you worry me, bro. No! So I'm doing this one. This is probably Hinata. I think we just get this down. Like, I can just outpace life on Hinata, hopefully. They can copy with that new, like, blue X spell to just conjure copies of my creatures. This is also an instance where my no removal. So... Righteous... Gains me 5. So I'm going to do this to make each of these instances gain me more life. So they can copy things this turn with the Conjure, but I should be able to out-life gain them. I think this turn we're just going to pay 5. I can gain 4. So they conjure duplicates. See, they might just play like Angel of Unity. Okay, so we're gonna go full suite here. I want all the things that gave me life to try to put me over 27. And again, just make things as big as possible. So 4, 6. I think we're just doing this. Because they can have Magma Opus, we want to be mindful. Or just Divine Purge. That sucked. Most of these decks I've seen have been base. Like blue-red. Just try to hit my lines drops here. The problem is we're exiled as well. Guesses they have some form of a counter spell. Guess we should play this first, play around Jawari, but we'll see. My thought here is this, if they have like Magma Opus, can get me back my Righteous Valkyrie. Yeah, looks like Magma Opus, or no, just the Conjure card. Black Market's interesting. They don't have a clear way to gain life. A little bit of a liability. Can we hit some lands? That'd be cool. So I think this turn... we're doing this. Honestly, it might just be this again, but doesn't seem great. You know, I'm not playing around Divine Purge at this point. So we'll do this. They could conjure copies. That feels bad. The fact we're also 18 cards into our deck and have only seen 4 lands isn't great. Yeah, take 8 there. I think we're just doing treasure this turn. So I think we're Angel of Unity. You're 3/5. I should have done this. Would have given me a blocker. Because now I can't create a copy. This Anata deck's really good. But again, like, if I built this properly for like a constructed format, we're definitely not going to play that 4-drop. It would just be like Vanishing Verse or some form of removal. So you hit me for 8. You have Opus. Yeah, if you don't answer Hinata the turn it comes down. Okay, so I do have an opening. So you come into play tapped. So I have access to 6 mana. Need flyers, so... have to kind of do that anyway, so my thought was to try to get Righteous Valkyrie back. My sequencing here is to make this just a little larger. We're basically dead a number of ways. Their hands loaded. It's actually quite absurd. 20 cards, 5 lands. Like if it wasn't for this black market I wouldn't have, but we are very good against insulated board wipes. We are not good against Divine Purge. Yeah. So they get me that way. Okay, we don't need you to show off. There's sportsmanship, and then there's the purge in the deck's really tough to beat. Because like the big thing is Orah, but they have a bunch of ways to tap us, phase us, and they're cheating mana a lot harder. That's just throw in 3 Infernal Grasps, hedge the matchup. We'll give this one more go. I've been having fun with this deck. That Hinata deck's another one where they just added like 1 card to it. Everything else is pretty stock. And like in a normal case, the fact like against a red base deck where like X power but the bounce kind of resets that. Perpetual is one thing. Oh, we started versus John, we'll end versus John. Think in the dark, this is fine. We have 2 spells. Play into Righteous, that should buy us time. John switched up. You thirst me. Blackland. Yeah, at the very least. Lets me play. I think I'm gonna get Arna going. Or maybe I should have done this. Can we draw a Blackland? Totally cool deck if you let me draw a Blackland. I won't even be mad if you let me draw a Blackland. You know, I got 6 basic island or swamps. I'll even take a base camp. 4, 5. This one's gonna be. We're gonna get a hive. 4, 5, 6, 10. 10 to 13, potentially 14. Hey, you got there. Just gonna get my black market going. I guess this is worse against Verse, but they're showing Fateful Absence over Verse. I guess Fateful Absence is a good catch-all that I can play against the Hinata matchup. Legion. Angel. That's scary. I think actually just making this a 4/4 is better. Get you going. take 4 this turn, but then my Changeling will get the party going. Legion Angel might just be better in this deck than the 4/4 we're playing. Also synergizes better. Something to consider there for us. I think I'm willing to do this. We're gonna have a pretty big life swing this turn. Play that, gain 5. I think I'm just going to use the treasure this turn and play my line to play tapped. I wasn't even paying attention to my top of my deck. I'm not used to playing with Arna or Demirs. Poke you. These black markets are really good in aggressively slanted decks. John opting to draw a card. Could see like Vanishing Verse, Hegra. Thanks for the buff. I think we're cool taking 8 here. This Luminous can do some value. I also have Takenuma to buy back one of my Righteous if needed. If we get lucky with De'arnise. Yeah, we got Angel Unity on top. I think we're going to do this, see what's on top after it. Okay, Clerics class. So I can't Takenuma because I do have a legendary, so I can Takenuma here. Probably lethal. Alright, I'm gonna wrap this one up. Overall, the deck felt really strong. Don't like the double team creature. I just play removal in this spot, but black market with the life gain strategy just seems absurd. In any case, thanks for watching, everyone. Hope you have a great one, and we'll catch you next time.